was born in US, in Utah, United States. He is a Bachelor of Science and MBA and a doctor. His alma mater is Harvard University and Utah University. Harvard is, you know how big a university it is in terms of value and purpose. He is an author, a professional speaker, professor, consultant. He is a consultant to one of the biggest Fortune 500 companies. Apart from that, he has a website called stephencovey.com. Any of you who want further details, you can go to stephencovey.com. Let's go to the first habit. The first, proactive. What do you mean by proactive? Being proactive means you are going to take the initiative before anybody wants you to react to a particular action. So your actions should always be proactive, meaning to say, if you have a problem and you want to solve it, you don't wait for things to happen. As computer science engineers and AI and ML people, it's very important for you to understand that proactiveness solves the problems and gives solutions. But if you react, then your work will take longer. So it's very important that you be proactive in your own domains. What are your domains? AI, ML, computer science engineering. When I say computer science engineering, there are 100 students currently watching, I see here, okay, on Google, and there are additional people watching on YouTube. How many of you have written down or searched on Google what is going to be the future of computer science and engineering 5 years from now when you graduate? It's going to be 4 years, and the next year you are going to go yourself and fit into an industry. The industry is going to be driven by AI, ML, IoT, okay, and of course CSC platforms. But where is the CSC platform? Try to be proactive. What do you mean by IT and ICT? How many of you understand? You are all computer science graduates. The first year you are going to understand something, algorithms, you are going to understand different kinds of coding, you are going to understand different kind of developments, projects. Before you get into that, be proactive. Understand what is Industrial Revolution 4.0. What is Industrial Revolution 4.0? Be proactive. Industrial Revolution 4.0 is all about cloud. It's all about cyberspace. 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. This was shared with the gentlemen, your head of the departments. They will share details about it. But currently, we are in a cyberspace. In cyberspace, what is going to happen is that you are going to compete with cloud-based technology. In cloud-based technology, CSC or ML or AI or CSM or mechanics or electronics, they are all going to be interdependent. So be proactive, find out future generation technologies. Write down this search word in 2025. Future generation technologies in 2026. The future of computer science engineering, be proactive. The future of AI, the future of ML. This is proactive. Now, AI is influencing every sector. AI is influencing every industry. Computer science people will also understand because they need to integrate this AI. So what will happen? You have to see how AI is influencing different sectors. Being proactive, that is the first habit. How will you do that? You will go and search AI influencing finance sectors, AI influencing marketing sectors, AI influencing food technologies. Currently, you are eating on Swiggy or Zomato. When you are eating on Swiggy and Zomato, immediately the next day when you enter and order something on Swiggy and Zomato, you will be given your preferred brand of restaurants. You can search from them. Who is doing that? AI is doing that. So when AI is monitoring your brain habits, that means that you are monitored. But who is writing the programs of AI? It's the AI and the computer science students. You are going to write it. 5 years from now, when you enter into Deloitte, when you enter into Tata Consultancy Services or Google or Facebook, Twitter, this is what you are going to do. So please be proactive. As students, come back to your teachers, learn from them. They have expertise, they have industry knowledge, and start working on your future. So that is the first habit, being proactive. Now the second habit is begin with the end in mind. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. What do you mean by begin with the end in mind? Today you are starting first year. So you have to begin not with first year in your mind. You have to begin with fourth year in your mind. You have to begin with fourth year in your mind. Why? Because you are studying this particular computer science engineering or AI or ML engineering undergraduate course to achieve something. But you should know from day one that what are you going to achieve? It is very important for all of you listening to me to have the end in mind. You should think, if I study this, I want to become this, I need to become this, but there will be options A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Out of those options, you have to find out 2 or 3 important options. Then only you will work towards that. If you look at the greatest stars in the sports, they practice and they had an end in mind. They want to become a star player. They wanted to become something that they never thought about. Take the example of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Okay, how he started from a simple train collector, or how he started from a simple job in railways, and he became a great guy. You take any example. Similarly, today you have to start with the end in mind. What is your goal? So start first things first. It is after that, draw a goal in your mind. That goal should have a path. That path is CSC, AI, ML knowledge. The learning pyramid is very important. Our principal sir gave us a concept of learning pyramid in other classes. The learning pyramid says that only 15% of the knowledge is retained by lecturing. The remaining 85% is by peer-to-peer and physical understanding of the concept, not the subject. So try to understand the concept as computer engineers. Don't try to understand just the subject. If you understand the concept, you will success. So be proactive. Start with first, be proactive. After that, begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. So 4 years from now or 5 years from now, it is America, Australia, or maybe some other good job here. You have to decide. You start with that. The next one is, the next slide. First things first. Okay. What is the next one? The next habit is first things first. What do you mean by first things first? First things first meaning that you have 10 things at a time. You cannot do everything together. You have to define which is going to be ranked first, which is going to be ranked second, ranked third, fourth, and fifth. Like today, you are in first year and you begin with the end in mind and you are proactive. First things first, you understand the basic concepts. What are the basic concepts? You will be understanding that. Let us say that you are computer science engineers, okay, and you have passed out and you are coming up over here to understand the basic concepts of computer science and engineering. So, as simple as that, computer science and engineering has 2 different things. One is, can you go to the other thing that you opened? No. Samir sir, I sent something. Okay, I will tell you, no problem. The basic concept that you have to understand is, there will be software, there will be hardware. That's the biggest 2 things that you are going to understand. But in between that, there is system, application, and utility. System, application, and utility. Now, first things first says that put first things first. Are you going to talk about the system first, Are you going to talk about the utility first, or are you going to talk about application first? Try to be, try to be Try to be proactive. Try to start with the end in mind and put first things first. What is first things first? Understand either you are developing a software or a hardware. Is it the system? Is it the application? Or is it the utility? Once you do that, you are clear picture in your mind as computer science engineer. Because sometimes people talk about utility. Sometimes people talk about, when I am talking about system, we are talking about operating system, interpreter, compiler, assembler, and loader. These are the things that you are should know when you are putting first things first in the 7 habits. If you are putting anything else, that means you are putting the second or the third thing first. So your result will be wrong. So don't put the fourth, third things first. Put first things first. First understand the system, then understand the application. What kind of application is needed on it? What kind of technology is needed to develop it? After understanding that utility, is it going to give utility to mass? It is going to be niche. It is going to be someone. So you have to understand what are the various utilities that are going to be. Example, there is Windows, there is Apple, there is Macintosh, there is iOS, Linux, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Android. These are all the platforms. But on these platforms, what things do they work? Yeah, you can see. These are the, can you go back? Yeah, you can see this screen. Go back. Next. Okay, 1 minute. This is your computer software. When you are developing this, yeah, share the screen, please. Sir is sharing the screen. All of you have a look at it. Okay, these are the types of computer software. You all are going to play a role inside this. So when you are going to be proactive, begin with the end in mind, and then you are going to have something which is first things first, not the sixth or seventh things first. So in doing so, you will be understanding what are the computer software and hardware. Can you scroll down? Next. Computer software and hardware. Okay, now these are the software. This is the system, this is the application, and this is the utility that you want to do. Okay, next, already your teachers and professors and doctors will teach. I'm trying to tell you how to attach your habit to your work. I'm not trying to teach you computer sciences, because I'm a management graduate. A management graduate manages things. So 7 habits is also managing your own career, how you will develop as a student. So this one you have to take one by one. Don't mix up. So the 3rd habit, it put first things first. Other examples, go down please, sir. Okay, next. These are the examples of the platforms that you are going to work. There is iOS, there is Android, there is Red Hat. So you have to understand which one is going to be compelling to you. Somebody might want to work on some other platform, somebody want to work on. So try to understand how you will take one by one and understand how to work on those platforms. Next, please. Then there are next. Once you understand, then you will see the utility of those platforms. What are those platforms giving us to the consumer interface? There is UX and there is UI. There is interface and exchange. So when the user interface is there, the user interface comes into so many things. So you have to understand, if I develop something, I put first things first. I am a proactive person. I am always starting with the end in mind. By the 4th year, you all should have your application, your personal applications, your business applications, your websites, your identity should be in cloud. I request the students of Lord's School of Engineering to create your own identity in the cloud. Become a cloud asset. You all are AI, ML. Keep on reading CNET, the technology-driven books. What is happening every day? Start preparing newsletters. I want you all to come to TBI and eCell. We will be there and we will help you in preparing the newsletters that will keep you all informing about what's happening in the industry. In doing so, you are going to pursue excellence. When you pursue excellence, what will happen? You will become a brand. Otherwise, you will become a Product only. What's the difference between product and a brand? There is a tomato and there is a ketchup. A tomato is always sold as a commodity. So when you pass out just as a regular person, you will be giving 20, 30, 40,000 job. But a ketchup is sold over 100. So if you pass out as a brand with all the put first thing first, be proactive, okay, all these 7 habits will make you a brand. When you pass out brand, you will be in America, in Europe, in Australia, or even here, you are going to become something which is 10 lakh plus category. So it's up to you, students. I suggest you to become a brand. Another important thing that I want to say at this particular point, when you are becoming a brand, is there are courses given by NPTEL. I want Bhanu sir, please note the attendance. I want all the computer science students, and please send a message to the HODs that I want all of you to register to NPTEL courses. Why? Because NPTEL courses have credits. In case you fall out something, you will get the credit. Second thing, the most important thing, you will be trained by people from IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. Don't you think you want to do something great? Don't you think that you want to become, next slide, sir. Don't you think you want to become something great, something wow? If you want to do that, that means that, yeah, keep it here. That means that you need an IIT tag, a brand. I am from IIT. After IIT, you go to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So you have 8 semesters, right, sir? 8 semesters. Excuse me. You have 8 semesters, and in these 8 semesters, you have a great chance to get 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 certificates from IIT. When you pass out, when you go in the job market, when you go for your US interview or any other interview, if you show these certificates, it's given by the central government of India, you will be given a preference of selection. It's up to you. So being proactive, putting first things first, starting with the end in mind, these are the habits. So first things first, register for your NPTEL. It's a student development program. Is that clear? Bhanu sir, please make a note. Next slide. These are the examples of computer. Go up, sir. These are the examples that you are all aware about yesteryear and this one. Next, sir. Yeah. Last slide. Okay, go to the 7 habits, sir. I don't want to talk much about the computer sciences because your professors will speak. I will be talking more about how we are going to interact with management computer science from IT to ICT. IT is information technology. ICT is information and communication technology. Information and communication technology is Industrial Revolution 4.0. Industrial Revolution 4.0 is in cloud. So you are the students of cyberspace. Try to build your space in cyberspace. Create those habits. Be proactive. Start with the end mind. Start with the end in mind. Begin. Put first things first. Go to the 7 habits. Then after that, seek first to be at the 4th habit. Seek first to be understood rather than to. Can you change the slide, sir? 7 habits. Yeah. 4th habit is think win-win. 5th habit is seek first. Think win-win. What do you mean by think win-win? Whenever you are working in an organization, in the college, or you should always think of working together, not in all alone. Because win-win is a strategy that will help you when you reach out to people. So think win-win every time. Don't try to beat someone and think that you will win. After some time, he might beat you up. But when you are having good relationship with your professors, with your teachers, with your fellow colleagues, you will always become a winner every day. There is no chance of losing. So the 4th habit is about winning and creating such platforms that are good for the whole society. Okay. The next one is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. What do you mean seek first to understand? Many of the students in today are using Google search and other platform. Yeah, this one. The fifth one. The fifth habit. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Many of the students today, they go to Google, and after going to Google, what happens? They will search something. They will get 1 million answers. Out of that 1 million answers, you will be searching out the first, second, and the third page answers. You feel that you are educated. You have already gained something, but it is a wrong opinion. You are not gaining knowledge. You are just understanding the tip of the glacier. You are just understanding the tip of the glacier. So try to come back to your professors. Try to understand from them. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. When you come and seek to understand, what happens? You are submissive. You are trying to learn. You are not arrogant. You are not prototyping yourself. So what it will help? It will help you create an energy which will turn into synergy. The sixth one is synergy. An energy that will turn you into a synergy. When you are thinking win-win, you are trying to understand rather than understood. So what will happen? You will be creating a synergy. Now, what is synergy in simple terms? I will ask, what is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It's a simple answer. Right, Bhanu sir? But when we are talking about 2 plus 2, in management language, it is 5. That is synergy. How? Two different streams coming together with another two different streams will give to a new stream. Engineering, electronic engineering and mechanics coming together becoming mechatronics. AI and ML coming together and helping mechatronics develop a platform is 2 plus 2. The final platform will be developed by CSC engineers, and that is known as 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. So I hope that you all will synergize with the different departments. Don't think that you are from one particular department and I will study that only. That is known as a tunnel vision. A tunnel vision, you stick to only one stream. By the time you see that there is a light in the tunnel, it is like an oncoming train and it will run over your career. So don't stick to one particular tunnel of your stream. Try to understand how your stream of education is affecting other streams. That is what is required in today's people. The last time you will think is that tunnel vision is good or helicopter vision is good, you will understand. Helicopter vision is an eagle's eye. You are thinking about every industry, about every technology and how your stream is intermingling and synergizing with it. So that is what is known as synergy. Synergy creates multiple energies which will help you grow your career and achieve you excellent results. Last but not the least, you practice it daily. Sharpen the saw. You practice it daily. That is known as sharpen the saw. Okay? And with this, I will take you now to the next diagram, which is the 7 habit paradigm. Now you see this diagram, 7 habits paradigm. In this particular diagram, you will see that there is 3 black rectangles. Among them, the 7 habits are divided. Okay? What are they? Dependence, independence, and interdependence. So as students, today there is dependence for you. You are proactive, you are beginning with the end in mind, your first year, and you are putting first thing first. But after 2 years, you will think win-win, you learn something. You will be independent, you will be having independence, you will start walking with a positive mind. But that is not enough. You have still 3 more habits to achieve. What are the 3 habits? Seek first to understand, then to be understood, synergize, and then sharpen the saw. So what will happen? You will go towards public victory. Below is private victory. You are celebrating yourself. But if you go to the topmost part of the triangle, there is interdependence. Interdependence, you are working with your friends, with your colleagues, and this is how you will be a winner. So you see from dependence to independence to interdependence. So students, I want you to practice this 7 habits, where you practice a culture of performance, where you understand what is Industrial Revolution 4.0, what is cyberspace, what is the role of CSC students in cyberspace, what is the role of AI students in cyberspace, what is the role of ML students in cyberspace. Start practicing. There is a Technology and Business Innovation Center here in Lord's Institute of Engineering. They are closely working with MBA department and other management departments. They will help you, groom you, and you will become a brand. Instead of a product, you will become a brand. Let's move forward and see more inside how 7 habits will affect you. This presentation will be shared to you by your head of the departments, and we will be obliged. Any doubt, you can come back and ask to us. Okay, when you practice 7 habits, there are 4 things that you will achieve. You will achieve physical happiness, social and emotional achievements. You will be achieving spiritual achievements. You will be achieving spiritual achievements, and then they will be mentally very strong. What is mentally strong? Today, we all are fighting coronavirus, COVID-19. The future is bleak. There is recession economy. Don't know what's going to happen. Instead of offline classes, you are having online classes. So what do? We have to be mentally strong. How can you be mentally strong? You can be mentally strong when you are practicing the 7 habits. And in practicing the 7 habits, you should always be starting with being proactive. In doing so, you achieve all these four kinds of achievements that will make you a strong person. What are the first important one? Physical, social and emotional achievements, spiritual achievements, and then mental achievements. Can we go to the next slide, please, sir? I hope you guys are with me. This is the upward spiral: learn, commit, learn, commit, learn, commit, and then do. So from first year to second year to third year to fourth year, slowly you are going up the spiral. You cannot do it immediately. So how do you do that? If you practice those 7 habits, you will start growing from a small startup to a big unicorn. Okay, next. This is a proactive model. Okay, now stop here. This particular matrix is known as a win-lose matrix. With 7 habits, either you win or you lose if you don't have. But in order to win, there are few things that you note. On the x-axis is courage. On the y-axis is consideration. So if you want to grow in these 4 years, if you see the last grid, that is 9-9, that is win-win on the top right-hand side. That is win-win. Win-win has the highest courage and the highest consideration. Whereas the other ones, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But you have very little courage and very little consideration, you always lose. The first quadrant, down left side. But the second quadrant, if you go to the third and fourth, there are 4 quadrants. The win-win quadrant is where you should always target to position yourself. So this is known as a win-win matrix. This is a win-win matrix. Why? Because 7 habits says think win-win. In order to win-win, you need to have courage and you need to have consideration. If you are thinking that you have courage, but you are not giving time, you are not considering yourself to attend the college, not coming to the classes, not listening to the professors, trying to find out everything from Google, you are not considering anything. In not considering anything, that means you are not developing yourself. If you are not developing yourself, you are not starting with the end in mind. At the end, you will see, oh, what wrong did I do? So in 4 years, you will be wasting your time, and after 4 years, you will be started thinking again, what should I do? So try to build a win-win matrix. Try to build a win-win matrix. Thank you. Try to build a win-win matrix in your life. Win-win matrix comes with courage, and win-win matrix comes with consideration. When there is courage and when there is consideration, we go to the next matrix. We go to the next matrix. Trust and loyalty will be there. There will be high cooperation and trust. Students, when you come to college, when you are thinking about it, your professors will cooperate with you. The examiners will trust what you write because you are performing very well. You will get good marks. And if you do the NPTEL courses, what will happen? You become a brand. You are having a course from IIT Kharagpur, all different IITs, IIT Kanpur, IIT, different places. So what will you do? You will be getting trust and you will be getting lot of rewards in doing so. Okay, there will be high level of cooperation. At the top, again, there is synergy. So synergy and win-win are combining together when you are performing the 7 habits. I am hopeful that you will do some assignments and submit to your professors on the 7 habits and how you are going to plan your 7 habits till the 4th year, starting from 1st year. That is a very good assignment. You have a plan in place and you are going to action that plan in place. Next, please, sir. These are the details of what I explained just now. You can get it in the presentation from sir when you are ready. Now, this particular diagram is very, very important to remember. All of us have 2 things in common: concern and influence. Whenever there is concern, there is a problem brewing up. Whenever there is influence, there is a solution. So it is up to you to find out which is more important for you, concern or influence. If you are always concerned, nothing will happen. But if you are trying to solve the concern with influencing, then you are creating solutions as computer science engineers, AI and ML engineers. So try to put influence rather than concern when you are studying and when you are developing your solutions for the future generations. How will you do that? The next slide, sir. You see, you are going to influence concern from all sides. So the concern circle will become less and the influence circle will become more. This is how 7 habits will synergize with you. Next, sir, please. Sorry, I had to take a glass of water. Okay, as I said, the learning pyramid says that teaching is only one part of it. The remaining is relationship and example. You lead by example. You go to your seniors, you talk to your professors, you talk to your peer leaders, you talk to your mentors. Then only you will be successful in life. So students, in order to be successful, just teaching and learning is not important. You have to have a holistic 360 development in life. Whenever you develop yourself, just talk to yourself, what are you doing from morning till evening on an everyday basis? You are attending classes. After attending classes, what are you doing? Are you seeing examples? Are you making a project? Are you submitting assignments? If you are doing that, that's a great habit that you are cultivating. If you are not doing that, if you are on WhatsApp or playing out and just chit-chatting and wasting time, you are spoiling the golden era of your life. This is the golden era when you are doing the graduation. And this is where you learn everything that will make you what you are going to be the whole life. So I want you to lead by example. If you see this triangle, you have to lead by example. Create relationships with your mentors, your professors, your teachers, your friends. Anybody who is knowledgeable, you should create relationships.